Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Small Talk. Well, my guest today, my goodness, she's a makeup instructor. She's an independent consultant at Arbonne, Canada. We'll find out more about that. She's the owner, master stylist at Mint Makeup and Hair. She is also the CEO and president at Jenny V Makeup and Hair. Time to meet Jenny Valla. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Nancy.
So my first question to you, what point in your life did you decide you wanted to be a makeup artist?
Oh, that goes way back, and it is very cliche, but when I was 5,
Hmm?
I was a model or a guinea pig for my cousin who was in school for makeup artistry at the time, and this was in the 80s, mid 80s.
Okay.
And she was practicing on me. She used to do me up as tigers and take pictures of me around my aunt's plants in the house. And yeah, she also was an impersonator for Boy George, and she used to go to malls
Oh my
and
goodness.
perform. And she just always was getting dressed up and having fun with makeup. I remember just sitting there watching her do her lip liner without looking while she was driving. The 90s look that was popular back then. But I think that was pretty much the point where I decided I wanted to do that.
Yeah.
But of course, being a kid, other things come along. Like I wanted to be a police officer one day, I wanted to be a veterinarian.
Yeah.
Um, where I really pushed myself to get into that was when I started working in retail when I was in my early 20s.
Okay.
And so I always had this in the back of my mind, but something was telling me that, and I had people tell me this too, that you probably won't make much money in the field of arts. So you might as well just start looking elsewhere. So I kind of like put that at the back of my mind that, yeah, they're probably right. And yeah, I just worked a lot of different jobs and realized, okay, no, this is where I want to be. I want to do this. So yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty close because not everybody can do it, right? I mean, you have
Yeah.
to have some talent. Doesn't matter how much training, you have to have some ability, I would think.
Yeah, some sort of eye for color. It can be taught. But yeah, I'm just naturally creative. Like everything I enjoyed in my life was art or crafts or something along those lines. And when I worked in retail, it wasn't until I was working at the shoe company of all places, where I just kind of stumbled into the position of cash manager, which I had to um always be on top of our displays for handbags at the front, right where they have everything. And this is the
Yeah.
one in Coquitlam, so it was really big. There was a massive wall to put purses up, so I had to go on a huge ladder, and I would change the style of what the company would send us. And one day, someone from head office came in and they're like, wow, who did this? And they ended up loving it so much that they took that look across Canada. And so they adjusted everything for their display, for their, merchandising basically.
Oh,
Uh, so
wow.
yeah, and then I got like a bonus reward, and I thought, you know what? I need to get into some color. So I need to figure out what I'm going to do here. So I kind of just got into that.
So how much training does it take to be a good makeup artist?
Well, a lot. And it's not just the schooling, it's a lot of practice after the schooling, and constantly learning and going to workshops, from different makeup brands. But for me, my program was 10 months, and that included special effects and prosthetic making. So I, at the
Okay.
time, really wanted to be in the film industry. So I learned everything I could in all of the things.
Mhm.
So I could be pretty prepared. And then after that, I worked on film sets and worked under different artists and went to fashion shows, worked under different artists, or not worked, but worked in fashion shows.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I was working under some sort of master stylist, really paying attention, taking every workshop that Mac Makeup would offer, Makeup Forever, all the time. I went to every single one of them. And lots of YouTube.
Right. Right.
Lots of, and then of course the actual physical practice. That's probably the best way to get your experience is to practice on as many different faces, ages, skin tones, eye shapes, um, do as many different styles as you can, work with different products all the time. And yeah, just constantly, I'm still learning. I still
Right.
learn.
Well, is constantly changing, right? There's always new styles. This was the fashion then, and now it's this. And it's like, I would
Yeah.
imagine you have to keep on top of it all the time.
Oh yeah, lots of fads. I like to call them fads now. Now I
Yeah.
understand that term from when I was younger. Fad. Like the thin eyebrows are coming back from the 90s. I'm like, oh no, let's not do that one.
Well, one of the things I think would be interesting is the fact that, like, if you're working on just doing some individual who's going to a party, whatever, would be different from somebody who's on set somewhere to do in a movie or on stage, right?
Yeah, definitely. There's a lot of times when I'm working with someone that's a model for an ad campaign or yeah, film, I'm making the director happy more so, or the
Right.
production team. There's a certain look that we meet. Like I'm filming this weekend. I just started getting back into film and we have a production meeting tonight. And it's got a little bit of horror in it. So there will be some interesting scenes with dental prosthetics as well that I have another makeup artist working on. But I'm doing a look that is the vision of someone else
Right.
versus someone that's going to a wedding or is the bride, then I'm doing their vision. So yeah, but still in the end, your client, your subject must be happy with the look.
Yeah, for sure.
You must feel good in it. Yeah.
So now, when did you open your own business?
Oh, right away.
Oh,
The
wow. Okay.
one in the class that started, well, Jenny B makeup, I started that right when I was in school. I understood then that I better get a website going. I better get business cards going. After my first few modules where I was now getting into the airbrushing. So I had all done all the beauty. Then I felt good about, okay, now I can start offering this service. And of course it'll be discounted, but I wanted to get working right away. I quit my job at that point. So I just worked a little bit into school and then I quit it. And then I'm like, no, I'm going to put all of my effort into building my portfolio and getting as much practice as I can and working with photographers. So I started midway through my program officially, and I was getting clients. Not all of it was paid, but it's still, I had work coming in. And that was mid 2000. Well, I think that was January, no, December of 2009. Yeah.
So makeup involves a lot of different things because you've mentioned, like, there's the eyelashes, there's the obviously the blush and the liner and all everything, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, and everyone should expect it to last. So investing in products that perform well and last a long time and work on different skin tones. I
Right.
have multiple foundations in my kit. I have multiple concealers. I have things for helping with smoothing out pores. There's just so many things. Like
Yeah.
it's just my kit is big. It's big. It's very large, I should say. It's got everything I need for sure, and some.
So do you ever have a situation where you've got an individual, not for a film or anything, that wants a certain look? Do you have to tell them that's not going to work for on you?
Mhm. Yeah. So, I try to prepare my clients ahead of time with a Pinterest mood board that I've already put together in certain albums. Like if I'm working with a mature client, I recommend that they look at images for mature women rather than 20-year-olds because it
Right.
will not translate the same. So I already kind of set that up ahead of time. And I've learned this over the years. Really early on, I learned this because it was starting to become an issue where I'd get a Kim Kardashian photo given to me and my client has flat lids. She's Chinese and this is not going to work. I can get it similar.
Right.
However, when it does happen, I just education is key and I inform my client exactly what I can do.
Mhm.
But I'll use this as inspiration. We can choose the colors. The contour is going to be a little different than what you see here because of your eye shape. Especially with mature women, I feel like a lot of mature women feel like that. They see this young model wearing this beautiful image or beautiful makeup, that makeup will make her look the same. But I can take that inspiration and tweak it and maybe the eyeliner goes up a little higher versus here because you do this and the eye sag. So I use visuals with my hand and I show them and I'm really honest. I don't want your eye to sag more, so let's bring that eyeliner up. let's change the way we do the lashes, maybe just do half sets, just really educate my client as to what is doable from their inspiration. And so
Right.
everybody's happy and there's no surprises.
I always find it fascinating, like when you watch, say, a star, when you see them at home before they've done their makeup or they had their makeup done because they don't usually do their own, right? And then what a transformation it is.
Oh yeah.
It's almost like a different person.
Yeah. We call that stage makeup.
I'm
Yeah,
just
the
thinking about
pros.
I'm thinking about the Real Housewives or whatever, like come on, that's not real.
Yeah, and then when you start seeing the photos of their makeup zoomed in, there's some photographers that will zoom in on the red carpet. Now, the red carpet, makeup artists know that they're going to be on the red carpet, so they do their makeup in such a way. They're also, a lot of times they have a lot of taping that's pulling everything up. This is a tape with an elastic band on the end, and it will hold things up. And if they're wearing a wig, even more, they're having more of that.
Right,
Um, but yeah, there's a lot of tricks that can be done with makeup. You don't need to do plastic surgery to achieve them.
right, yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I
there's a
know,
lot of tricks.
yeah, sorry, yeah. Somebody made a comment, Kelly Ripa.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
So somebody made a comment about she had her lips injected, but she didn't. She showed a trick on I guess it was on YouTube or whatever, but how she achieved it just
Yeah,
using whatever lipstick and line or whatever, right?
yeah,
So that was
yeah.
pretty cool to see that.
Yeah, and the shading too, if you're just
Yeah.
shading a little bit under here, it gives the illusion that your lips are sticking out more. So it's very interesting. It's all highlight and shade. And photographers know this well, and artists, painters, they know this well. Anyone drawing with a pencil, they understand the shading, the light, how it brings things forward
Yeah,
or sorry, brings things forward or brings things back.
right. I know for myself, like I'm 76 years old, and how much my lips have seemed to get smaller,
Yes.
as I've aged, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's the skin changing, skin is changing and things kind of go in a little bit. That's why our eyelids seem to disappear as well
Yeah,
with our upper, the
chin,
hooded.
the chin too. I've lost my
Yeah.
chin.
Yeah, there's some interesting things. Like you can get a little piece of tape, it's called eye tape, and you can put it right in the crease of your eye. And a lot of Asian women do use this. Uh,
Oh,
More of a defined eyelid.
right.
A lot of mature women use that now just to kind of give a little lift in here, and it works. And it's just a piece of tape.
It just amazes me the things that people won't do, to look younger or prettier, whatever it is. And one of the things, and I've seen this, I don't know how many times, where people seem to have the makeup stopped kind of like here. And it's like, have you seen the rest of you? Like it
Yeah.
no longer is the same color.
Yeah, especially this time of year, that really starts to be prominent. I can actually see it in here. I have so when you're out in the sun, your chin blocks the sun here. And so
Right.
you're
Yeah.
automatic lighter right here. But yeah, when it comes to the makeup, I don't know. It's a very old rule to go past. Some people just don't do it. Always, always. That's actually how you check your foundation color when
Right.
you're in the store, is you take a swatch from here all the way down to here
Oh,
and
okay.
you try to get a color that blends with both.
Right. Okay.
Yeah,
Now I
I
want
like
to
to avoid that.
yeah, okay. I want to switch topics for just a bit, but we'll probably get back to the makeup. But
Yeah.
you were at one time a volunteer for the BC Wildlife Rescue.
Yes, yes.
How did that come about?
Um, okay, so I wanted to be a veterinarian and I was tossing up different ideas of how I wanted to pursue my future with my careers
Right.
options. And this was still when I was working in retail. So I was actually volunteering at the BC Wildlife Rescue because I decided that I was going to get into that field. I was going to go back to school. I had to upgrade my biology and stuff from high school, but I had to go back to school to get into animal health technology. So basically, I would be a nurse to a veterinarian.
Yeah.
So that's where I went with that. So I was volunteering there. Plus, I just decided I wanted to. This is before I had kids. So just giving back. I'm really big into animal cruelty, preventing it, I should say.
Yeah.
So I got in there and started volunteering right from the very basics, just cleaning out their cages all the way up to I took some courses there where I was starting to feed teenage birds, so they're fledglings.
Oh.
So they're just like they're not quite ready to leave the nest yet, but orphaned, of course, but learning how to we're teaching them how to feed for themselves was
Okay.
where I got to. And then I got pregnant. So I left because of the liability and I just haven't been able to get back. It has been something that I wanted to do, but I it's been hard to get back.
Well, I'm just thinking, when? You've got so much
Yeah.
going on. Like, when would you do it, you know?
Yeah, it's really something that I was going to start this spring, but I just couldn't make it work with my schedule. But I'm going to plan a little bit earlier for next spring because spring is when they really take a lot more volunteers,
Right, okay.
baby animals that come in.
Yeah. So what, like when you did that, what area of BC were you at?
It was in Burnaby, so the BC Wildlife Rescue, that one is at Burnaby Lake,
Mhm.
and that's the biggest one in BC. And they mostly take birds.
Okay.
They don't have the facility to take mammals. They do take a little bit, such as raccoons or squirrels, no bears or anything like that, or larger mammals, all
Right.
just the smaller ones, but
Mhm.
most birds.
Okay, so you have people want to get a hold of you. Now you've got a website, right? You mentioned that. Actually, you have more than one. If
I have a few, yeah.
yeah. So you
Yeah.
got which I will share. So you got the Jenny V makeup, you got I love pink lipstick, and
Oh, yeah.
well,
That one's ending. That was my original one. I let that expire because I had a contract on that one and it did just expire
oh,
finally. But that was my very first one in school. And then I switched over to Jenny V makeup, but I let it run and had all the emails linked. So it was just all coming in through that one. But yeah.
I have one final question. Uh,
Mhm.
do you ever enter those contests, makeup contests?
I have in the past.
Mm.
I haven't in a while. Some of them are only open to students.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, I've actually entered hair competitions as well. Ever since COVID hit, those competitions haven't been as common anymore.
Okay.
I'm assuming they're going to start picking up again, but the makeup competitions are now being brought on by makeup brands more so. And I sometimes don't even catch when those are happening.
Mhm.
But yeah, I I could. Right now I'm focused more on teaching. Teaching is where I want to be doing more
And what,
or spending more of
yeah,
my
so you teach at JCI Institute, right?
Yeah, John Casablancas, that's the school that I went to, and I teach hair and makeup there pretty regularly. I'm teaching in the hair program, so I teach bridal upstyling
Mm-hmm.
to soon to be grads at the school. I do that to each class. And then I instruct in the makeup to program whenever I'm needed, more of a substitute instructor because that works really well with my schedule. But I am currently working on a curriculum that is geared towards artists who are already out there. They finished their schooling and they are wanting to refine their skills, learn more about the business side, because the schools only talk about business very briefly. It's not a huge module or anything,
Mm-hmm.
um, for now, anyways. But I think there's a real need to teach more customer service skills because we are working with a newer generation that is just coming right from school right into post-secondary and not really having those part-time jobs anymore. And it's very common. Like I've really noticed that a lot of students have never worked before when I teach there. They've literally never worked. So, or maybe just babysat. So there's
Yeah.
a lot of things you learn in retail or fast food places
Mm-hmm.
that are very valuable for this type of work because you are working with people one-on-one and having to have some experience with problem solving and stuff like that. It is important. So yeah, it's going to kind of be taken makeup
Yeah.
you
Okay.
need to refine, and then also the business and customer service.
Okay. Right. I was just another thing too. I was thinking as you were talking, like when you're working on like say models or whatever, do you have a lineup of models to do, or you just get to assign one or two? How does that work?
Like when I'm doing content creation or
Yes.
Yeah, I usually do a model call specifically for something that I really want to showcase.
Right.
My last model call was on a South Asian model. However, what I get asked a lot from South Asian clients is that they want to have more of a natural look.
Mhm.
And when we see tutorials out there, it's very, very creative or very bold, dramatic makeup.
Right,
And
okay.
clients I personally get are not asking for that. And so there isn't a lot being taught on that. So that's what I was looking for specifically, what my signature look is. And I will be doing some more model calls in the future, especially as I develop my course and
Right.
create some content to advertise for it.
Mhm. So,
Yeah.
so on your website, does it show some of the things you've done?
Oh yeah, yeah. My Jenny V makeup is the best. JennyVmakeup.com is the best place to find all my current work. I do try my hardest to keep it up to date. I just, I'm not that generation that takes pictures every moment. So I tend to forget, and I'm like already packing up and my client's getting photographed and putting on their dress. So I don't want to interrupt. I just, I've already done my part. So you're doing that. So yeah, I'll be getting more on top of that, like social media, that is.
Right.
But yeah, Jenny V Makeup is where you find all of my current work. And there's a lot of different range on there. So my special effects as well is there.
Okay, well, I think we'll end it there, but just stay on camera, please. To the audience. So you've listened to Jenny Valla. Valla, sorry, Jenny Valla. I'll share her website so you can check out her work there. And I want to thank you for watching this show. I hope you continue to do so. Take care, everybody, and peace out. Oops, I got to find the off button. Oh my gosh, they've changed things again on me. This is with Zoom.
Yeah, I haven't been on Zoom in a few weeks, so I'm like, "Ooh, different."
They changed, the like the bottom is where I find the off and whatever invite. Anyway, it
Right.
doesn't matter. So this is going to air on Wednesday next week at
Okay, perfect.
around 4, and I'll send you the link once it airs. Okay.
Okay, awesome.
Thanks for doing this. Ever want to be back on the show? Just contact me. I'm more than happy to have people come back. I love it when they do, actually.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Nancy. We'll be in touch.
Thank you. Take care and have a good day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.